Hello and welcome back to the Analyst Desk here. Joining me, two absolute legends, Golden Boy and Strongside. I'm going to go with legends.
Well, we were there and now we're here.
Yes.
It's exciting stuff. You know, I just want to point out. And,
it's an upgrade.
The thing, I like sitting down on the chairs, and I'm sure you can attest to this as well. As big men, we just like sitting down in chairs, right? I'm sweating over here, it's too much effort for me to stand. You see my gut hanging out. We get it, guys. I'm fat. Homie's got to go to the gym. Anyway, it's okay. This is my struggle. This isn't your struggle. There you go. Get that camera. Wherever the camera shot, the one with the Xbox logo, that's a lot better. So you don't
just that one. We just to this camera the entire time.
You just get like the quadruple chin. That's all you really get there. That's game-breaking analyst right there. That's just talking about that.
Well, I mean, we would have chairs, but they cost more rec points. We haven't quite. We haven't unlocked them at this stage of the tournament, so we'll get them later on. Okay, so we've actually got another game coming up, but before we kind of jump into that, I want to go over the fixtures we have coming up for the rest of the day, as we've had our first one kind of locked down. So the schedule for today, we're doing our opening matches right now. The first group matches is what we are seeing. We've already seen one today, and it was a little bit one-sided, and that was Epsilon versus the Ground Pound. Coming up next, the game we're going to be talking about in a little bit is Team Dignitas versus Potent.Halo. After that, we're going to see Team Infuse versus Hyped Gaming. And then we're going to see XL Esports versus Reformed. Now, and then we're going to continue on with the rest of the games for the day. We've got a really packed schedule for today, but we're going to keep going through it. Lots of games to kind of go through. But let's have a little look at what we're looking at now, which is Group B. And Group B's next game coming in with second seed. And for me, this is a little bit of contention here. Everyone's kind of put Epsilon first, apart from, I think, Strongside, you didn't. And then everyone's put XL last. But the second and third place has been a little bit of a switch around. But Team Dignitas versus Potent.Halo is the game we can be looking at here. Guys, is there anything that stands out for you? Any other games? Rift Gaming, One Gaming Esports is another game going on.
I would have to say Rift Gaming and One Gaming. That's going to be a good matchup. I'm quite excited to see that. I was watching a lot of the the qualifier matches and the tournaments, and look good. Rift Gaming and One Gaming. That's going to be a fun match. For this one, though, I actually had a chance to speak with the Potent guys earlier. They feel good, right? But I think they know the challenge that they're coming into here, facing off against a squad like Dignitas. It actually was a little bit of a struggle, right? I went for Infuse because, I'm a huge Chalky fan. And I wanted Infuse to take the top spot. But realistically, I could see Dignitas doing the same thing. Formerly known as Vibe, this squad, phenomenal. Great team all around. And, I think we could be having a little bit of deja vu with what we saw in Game 1 of the first match of the broadcast.
Yeah, we've got Septic and we've got Fusion, two veteran players. And Septic is a player who actually moved out to the United States. So he was able to get a lot of experience out there playing against the American players out there.
That's right.
He joined on to Reality Check and got a lot of good experience going to many LAN events in the States. And now he's back out here bringing back that experience with him and teaching that to his teammates. And maybe the first to say, maybe not the first to say, but respectful. I was watching him play online, just theater and watching some streams. And this guy has got an incredible shot. So I think this team is, in the future, we're going to have to watch out for them. I actually predicted Dignitas to take the tournament. It's going to be a battle between Epsilon and Dignitas, but for this matchup, like you said, Golden Boy, I think it's going to be kind of similar to what we just saw, and Potent needs to just kind of take things away from this match and kind of learn from it, learn new teamwork, new strategies, and really focus on working together and not just being an individual player and having that nice shot. It's like once you have that good shot and individual skill, you got to take it to the next level and work with your team.
All right, you're one of the only ones to pick Dignitas over Epsilon. Let's jump into that then. Why Dig over Epsilon?
These guys they're new young players, and over in the States we've seen like Frosty. Frosty joined CLG, and he's probably one of my new young favorite players now. Watching him play, he's just got so much dedication, so much drive, and he really just wants to win. And he doesn't care what he has to do. If he's the guy that has to charge in and die and do the objective, it doesn't matter to him. He just wants to win, and that's the type of player you need on your team. And I really think these guys here on Dignitas, they've kind of got that as well. You've got Respectful and Mose. These are two new kind of young players. And Fusion and Septic, like I was saying, they're veteran players. They know what to do. They can be kind of the leader of the squad and really kind of show these guys how to bring home the W.
So we're going for a fairly one-sided game again, right? Is there any way for Potent to become giant killers? What do you suggest they kind of do here? What are their keys to victory in this scenario?
Well, we're starting off with Coliseum CTF. Golden Boy's favorite game.
I love Coliseum CTF.
It's a great map, though.
Great map and good for CTF.
But we were just talking about this earlier. It's all about the power-ups, power weapons. You want to get control of the rockets. You want to get control of the sniper rifle, and really keep that other team kind of on a spawn trap, just back and forth, keeping them spawn at shoulder and then spawning at cave. So it's going to be interesting to see where, if Potent does get a flag grab, where they run the flag. Do they have a strategy? Do they take it off onto the bridge and take it up the bridge, or do they take it down low? What's their strategy behind it? So I'm really interested to see, even from Dignitas, some of their strategies. And it's going to be cool to see if Epsilon's out there, maybe watching Dignitas and kind of studying what they do, if they're going to run the flag a certain way, and they're going to know in the future, hey, Dignitas runs the flag here. Let's watch out for that come Saturday or Sunday.
Awesome. Well, I quickly kind of want to get your guys' predictions. How do you think the scoreline's going to go?
I think we're going to get a 2-0 Potent. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker. No, I think, in all fairness, not to say anything, but I think Dignitas, they're just looking really good, and honestly, I think this squad has a lot of potential. So, Dig 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say the same. Dignitas taking the 2-0, but it would be nice to see Potent kind of put up a fight here on Coliseum CTF, or even Plaza Slayer. If they got them onto a nice spawn trap back at the tram, they might be able to get sniper, get overshield, and kind of keep them at bay.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Kind of want to know what everybody at home thinks. Use the hashtag HaloWC. But let's get into the action, hanging it over to our awesome casters. It's Onset and Wonderboy.
Thank you very much, Brycey. As we are here, and Harry, game 2, Dignitas. I think you can't look past them at this stage.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you and I, we covered the qualification campaign, and Dignitas looked so strong throughout. Obviously, only won one of the 4 cups, but they were looking very, very strong. I think they made it to the final of all but one. So Dignitas, yeah, certainly a big task for Potent to overcome.
I need to make a quick point. Excellent waistline analysis from Golden Boy on the analysis desk there. Big fan of that.
He's built for comfort and not for speed. That's all I'm going to say.
That's very true. I mean, I'm sure he'd be happy with that as well if you said that to him. So, I mean, who do you want to watch in this one, Harry? I mean, there's so many big slayers on the Dignitas side of things. I mean, who do you think the players is going to go off in this series?
I think we spoke about it just before we came on air. It's got to be Septic, right? I
mean,
you're right. Strong side on the desk. He just pretty much analysed it perfectly. He went over to America. He got that perfect experience over in America. You can bring that experience back to the UK scene. And, I think we'll see that in Dignitas' player.
And anyone on Potent, I think it's going to be a good chance for them to like we saw in the first game, just make a few good plays. And if you can get a foothold in the series, you never know what could happen. But I think we're going to have a quick look at the maps now. So if we just got those coming up, which is we're going to start on the rig with some more strongholds action. I think it's actually the wrong one, isn't it? Are we Coliseum or are we rig?
I think we might be rig.
I think we might be rig.
Let's go with the rig strongholds.
We're going to go with the rig strongholds.
Let's do it. Screw it. And, why not? The rig strongholds. It's a great game type. I think we saw in our first match of the day, of course, Epsilon against Ground Pound. Very important to control the nest and the basement. Of course, we saw the Ground Pound had control of those 2 strongholds early on, and then they decided to go over to the BR base, and that's when it all
you want to stay away from that BR base if you've got control of the other 2 strongholds.
So that's pretty much the meta game going into the rig strongholds. And then game number 2, Coliseum Team Slayer. Obviously,
it's all about the power weapons. It's all about the power weapons. One player that you don't want to see with power weapons is Moze or Respectful.
Or Fusion, just that line up all the way. And then, of course, game 3, if needed, will be Capture the Flag on Truth.
Yeah, and we're just about to load into this first game here. Pretty excited for this one, Harry. As you say, we're going to start this one off with Septic, I believe. And as we say, been over to America. He's been back. He's the most experienced player probably worldwide. And obviously in this worldwide tournament, that's probably going to help them out in this, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd agree. And like we said, let's start things off with Septic. Like we said, they are spawning at the BR base, and that's certainly not the stronghold that they want to be contesting early on. And Septic will grab the camouflage and stay on the map early on. So early camouflage control there for the Dignitas side. Respectful will take down Toxinful, excuse me. But Moze does go down to Steve, who does have the scout shot, and early kills here from Potent. That's 3 down now on the Dignitas side, as Potent putting on a show early on here in the game, Mark.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that you want to do. If you're an underdog and you can get a couple of quick kills in the start of a game, it just gives you confidence. All of a sudden you think, you know what, these players, they're just players. They're just Halo Spartans that we're playing against. We're not playing against the reputation. We're just playing against the Spartans. But early control actually gone into the hands of Potent.Halo here, as they have 2 of the strongholds in their possession, as we are now on board with Respectful, I believe, who has that scatter shot, Harry, and we know how deadly that is as close range as he looks to take out a point, but he's actually taken down by Square. Unbelievable play starting this game off from Potent.
Yeah, Potent actually in a 12-0 lead at the moment, so certainly not what we expected coming into this one. And let's swap over to someone else on the Potent side. They do only have the BR base, and we spoke about it before the game. This is certainly not the stronghold that you want to be controlling here on the rig mark. It's probably one of the least favorable strongholds in all of Strongholds.
Yeah, you want to get out of that spawn rotation at the BR base, because you can just get trapped in there. There's so many power positions that can just look down on that spawn. So they're going to have to look to push out, and I'd imagine they're going to look to push out towards the nest here, as Toxinfall, who we're on board with here, and he's just going to be flanked from behind by Mose. And Harry, we have seen Mose do that so often in all of the qualifiers, just sneaking up behind these players.
Yeah, he's a sneaky beaver, but again, the guy that we highlighted before the game, here he is. It's Septic from Team Dignitas. He's going to fight here up on the railgun, 2 versus 1. Don't think he even managed to clean up one there, so let's swap over to a teammate. Let's see what Respectful's up to here on the Dignitas side. They are currently in the lead. They have regained that advantage. Don't forget, they did go down 12-0 early on in the game, as Respectful will take down a Potent player who's going to try and make it 2 here, which he does. And now he's going to try and make something happen, but he's taken down by Owski on the Potent side, who has the railgun, but will go down as well.
Yeah, and it just seemed like a couple of kills were traded back and forth there, but Dignitas now have control of this map. 2 of the strongholds in their possession, and they are just racking up time. And this is where Potent.Halo probably didn't want to find themselves, which is a deficit in the game, because we know as soon as the power weapons and the map control goes into the hands of Dignitas, it's a pretty big ask to come back from that.
Yeah, I agree. I want to swap over to Mose here, because he's got the railgun. 30-13 is the score. Respectful in the kill feed with a double kill. And Mose here still with a scatter shot in his possession, and he will take down Steve as well. And check out this perch position. It's such a sneaky kind of position. You can literally just sit here, wait for someone to show up on the radar. 2 players there on the radar. Mose here, great trigger discipline. He's going to pull out the railgun and will not quite finish off that kill just yet. He's going to make it hard work there for Mose, but he will finally take down Owski. And that's going to be a kill on the board there for Mose, but he goes down again. Oh. That's not good. Come on, bro. You can't be changing your settings mid-tournament. Let's swap over to Fusion, who's coming off the respawn. Shaky stuff there from Mose. He's not too happy with his controller setup at the moment, I don't think, Mark.
Yeah, it looks a little bit uncomfortable. And I mean, a LAN event, as I say, a live event,
something you don't
live
do.
Environment is something you don't want to be doing. You want to make sure before you get into the games that you're comfortable with your settings, that you feel like you're playing at home. But Respectful picking up a double kill. Fusion picking up another kill, as we see here, with a headshot on Square. And he's just going to be moving across to try and spot these spawners at the BR base. But again, 2 of the strongholds are in control of Potent.Halo. And this is, I'm really impressed with what I've seen so far. It just seems like they do not want to just roll over and give Dignitas his first game. They've come here for a fight, Harry.
Yeah, I agree. And they're certainly making a game of it, although, as we say, that Dignitas are currently scoring. And it's going to be Steve here who's going to try and find one of the Dignitas players, put some shots down, but can't quite make anything happen there. It's cleaned up, though. But like you said, Mark, Dignitas, such strong slayers in this game, and on a game type like Strongholds where they can get kills left, right and center, it's a fun game type for them to play.
Yeah, it is, and we're back on board with Mose, going back to his little house, so he's made a little nest up here where we're going to expect to probably find him a few more times in this tournament. He's just waiting for the players to push towards that nest. He's going to be in possession, but Fusion is the one in possession of the camouflage. Great timing from them. And he's got the storm rifle and the camouflage, and that is a pretty deadly combo, Harry, as he's trying to sneak into the basement here to try and catch a player off guard, just defending that stronghold. Finds Steve in front of him. He's taken down, though, by Steve. I'm so impressed with some of the individual plays we've seen from this Potent side. And I think Dignitas are going to be a little bit disappointed with losing a lot of these battles.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Fusion there had the opportunity to be a sneaky beaver, but like you said, the Potent player there with the camo eyes, it was good stuff from him, but Square here does have the battle rifle, but his team are down by a considerable amount. They're going to try and take the basement, but Square goes down. Let's see what Toxinfall can do. He goes down as well, and there's just kills across the board here for Dignitas, although Steve will take down Respectful, and he'll make it 2 as well. As we see Square here coming off the respawn at the BR base. But you see there again, Potent Steve going down. They can't quite get a strong grasp on that basement stronghold, and that's what's contributing towards the scoreline at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, as we've mentioned through the whole game, they have such strong slayers on this Dignitas squad that all they need to do when they have these strongholds in their possession is just trade kills. And I mean, if they do that, then it's going to be difficult for Potent to push through and get a full cap on one of these strongholds. But I've been really impressed. Septic with a double kill there off screen, and Mose is back near his little home at this nest base, picks up the nice shots there for the killing spree. I think that's Moses' second killing spree of the game, so he's definitely settled in after that little bit of a controller issue at the start, and he's putting up some good numbers by the looks of things.
Yeah, he was fixing his dead zones, I think.
Yeah, just adjusting his dead zones.
Those controller settings in Halo, of course, you can customize that thing to death, and Mose clearly just wanted a bit of a better dead zone. Let's swap over here to Septic. Again, we haven't seen too much out of Fusion in this game. I want to see what he's doing after this, but Septic at the moment is on a killing spree. He has that battle rifle in his possession, and his team are only 7 points away from the victory. And right now, with Dignitas with that lead, only 6 points away, with Septic with the battle rifle and the scatter shot, you've got to say it is all that she wrote, surely here for Team Potent.
Yeah, it looks like, as we say, 98 now. Both of the strongholds in possession. Only one in the hands of Potent, so it's just going to rack up 99, and that is the victory for Dignitas. There you go, 1-0 up in this series against Team Potent.
Yeah, 100 to 21 the score, so just one-upping Epsilon a little bit there. Of course, Epsilon won their first game 100 to 27, so good stuff there from Vibe. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard as we see Mose there with 2 of those stronghold captures, and just check out the kills there from Septic.
Yeah, I mean, really impressive stuff. We saw killing sprees across the board from most of the Vibe players. And we've just made a massive mistake, Harry. We've both just called Dignitas Vibe for the first time
it's happened
this weekend.
Hey, listen,
so, I mean, we try, but they shouldn't change their name a couple of days before.
I think they should be Dignitas.Vibe.
Dignitas.Vibe.
Dignitas Vibe.
Or we could just get it right and call them Dignitas.
Vibenitas.
Let's do that.
No?
So
okay.
That's 1-0 to Dignitas.
Yeah.
Dignitas.
Dignitas.
And as we've seen in the first game, we're now going to go on to Colosseum for a little bit of Slayer action, Harry.
And this one's going to be an interesting one. If Potent can control his power weapons and keep them out of the hands of like Fusion and Septic and Respectful, and obviously Mose as well, then they're going to have a good time. But otherwise, it could be a bit of a slaughter. Yeah,
one player you don't want to be giving a power weapon to, as we've seen a couple of times, we had the railgun in that last game, is Mose. Yeah. I think he's the kind of player who always seems to have a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher or a scatter shot. He's got something in his back pocket. He's always got a little trick up his sleeve. Yeah, like he's always got something you don't expect. He's a little magician.
Yeah, he's a little magician Mose.
Magician Mose.
Yeah.
Maybe that might catch on.
I don't think so. But anyway, he reminds me a lot of Snipe Drone, actually, as a player, Mose. Because, you know, when you watch Snipe Drone, he's always got something. He's not just rocking that pistol assault rifle combo. He's always got something. He's got a storm rifle, or he's got an SMG, or he's got something else, you know, kicking about in there.
Yeah, you usually find on Halo 5, if you swap out your AR for one of the weapons that's laying on the floor, it's usually a stronger weapon, like an SMG, has a quicker kill time, a storm rifle on some of the other maps, a scatter shot. So I think he's more aware of that. And so when he's moving around the map, he's usually looking to sort of traverse around and find a weapon while he's making his way to a location. So that'll be interesting to see. But one player who I think might have a lot of fun in this game is Fusion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a dominant shot. We all know about Fusion shot. If you don't know about Fusion shot, he rarely misses.
He's a tanky slayer. He's the tank.
The tank.
The tank.
The tank.
That's all you need to say. I mean, you know, we were going to go into some deep lyrical stuff about Fusion, but
magisterial.
That's all you need to know. He's
amazingness.
He's a tank. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and I think against a team like Potent, if he gets set up in a power position, that he could have a little bit of a field day. I mean, he could just pick up kills left, right, and center. You know, he's very, very good at holding down those power positions, even against like the top teams. Yeah. He's very good at knowing when to challenge, when to back down, when to wait for help. So if he can set up in one of those positions, that could be all she wrote for Potent, and it could be a quick 2-0. But I was impressed with some of the individual plays that I saw from Potent in that first game. We saw a couple of people getting outshot. Yes. So if they can take that away, and especially in the early exchanges, if they can win a couple of those individual battles and get control of those power weapons, then you never know. Yeah,
I think that's going to be the make or break, I think, for Potent. Like you said, they do have the good shots. You know, they've shown.
But they've proved that, yeah.
Exactly. They've proven, you know, in the last game they can stand toe-to-toe with Dignitas and, you know, go shot for shot. But like you said, it's going to be winning those key individual battles to take control of the rockets, take control of the sniper, And that's the thing. Once you get those weapons, you have to get kills with them still.
Yeah, you still have to know how to use the weapons.
Exactly. So I think that's going to be a key factor in this game. Obviously, we bang on about it constantly, but it's all about controlling those power weapons.
It really is. And I think one thing that probably goes in Potent's favour is the fact that they had to watch that game, the first game, and they saw the mistakes that were made against Epsilon. They saw that the ground pound didn't control the power weapons. They didn't challenge for them. And I think they've shown they've got the individual skill where they can, if they can just stay on top, not just for the initial power weapon spawns, but the cycle of spawns when the rockets and the sniper are coming up, then I think we could see a hell of a lot closer game than we did in the first game. Yeah,
like you said, first game 100-21. So you've got to think Dignitas, if they can win this one, of course, they will advance to the winners match here in Group B.
Yeah.
One more win for them and they're out the group and they're exactly where they want to be in the knockout stages.
Yeah, and if we do see a bit of an upset in this game, we'll obviously go over to Truth for a bit of capture the flag. But you've got to go with Dignitas still on a Coliseum Team Slayer. You can't look past them. I mean,
the game type is Team Slayer, and we go on constantly about Dignitas. Almost said fight.
Nearly.
Dignitas being full of strong Slayers. The game type is Team Slayer.
It suits them, doesn't it?
Exactly.
It's like, I mean, it's difficult to back against Dignitas in the final in a Slayer.
Yeah.
Against anyone in a Slayer because they are so strong. So you can't really bet against them. But we're going to start with, I think we've got to start with Eccentric Steve, which is one of my favourite gamer tags. We did ask in one of the qualifier cups if he was joined with Seasick, but we didn't get that confirmed.
He's very eccentric as a player, so watch out for him in this game, Mark.
Okay, well, he's going to be the player to pick up that DMR and look across map at the window, sees a player on the rocket corner, but the shots that come in from Fusion, we talked about it before the game even started, Harry, taking him down, and Fusion now set up on the top of this sniper.
Yeah, I think Dignitas actually managed to grab control of the sniper there as well. I'm looking across our screens, can't quite see sniper possession with anyone at the moment, but I am seeing Respectful here with the rockets. He's already got one, so he's going to take down Steve and check out the score already. Dignitas 5. Potent.Halo 1.
And doing a great job of staying alive with these rockets, Respectful. He knows that he doesn't want to give the power weapons up, even for the trade of the kill, and he picks up one there on Owski, who was found at the rocket corner. He's going to swap out his pistol for the DMR. He's now looking back across map. Oh, and the team shot from Dignitas, so impressive, as Fusion has got Respectful's back. He says, you know what, buddy, I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to have that kill.
Yeah, make that kill a little bit easier, but check out the angles there from Fusion. Takes down Square. And that is a killing spree already for Fusion. And check it out.
That's
he already knows where to look for the spawn.
And another one!
Fusion!
Wow.
The double kill snapshot there from Fusion. He's going to take down Toxin for
no! After such an incredible play, he decided that enough is enough. As we see on the player screen, Fusion having a little giggle to himself there. Picked up an unbelievable triple kill, but then decided enough was enough and he didn't want to bring the hurt to Potent anymore.
He played himself.
He played himself.
He played himself. But anyway, 17-3 the score. I mean, we talked about it before the game. It's all about controlling these power weapons and keeping them out of the hands of Dignitas. Dignitas got both the sniper and the rockets, and check out the score. That's exactly what happened, and Respectful here. It's just doing work. He's on a killing spree. He has a BR. He's just finished with his rockets, and he's just getting kills here, left, right, and center. It looks easy here for Respectful.
Yeah, all of a sudden, as you say, it's just power weapon control, and they can as soon as you have power weapon control, we pick up the initial kills, then a team like Dignitas will just trap you in a spawn cycle. As we saw there, the whole of the Potent team was spawning on the blue rocket corner, which enabled Dignitas to just trap them in that base, and as we see, just the control of the map now, where they now have them spawning on the red side of the map. And Septic here with a scatter shot as he takes down a challenger, Toxin full. And he's just on the prowl here around the red base. Sees a couple of his teammates go down around the snipe area, but 25-7. I mean, this is the Dignitas we expected to see.
Yeah, I'm looking across our screens. No power weapons at the moment, but as I say that, Owski from Potent does have these in his possession, but his team are down by a considerable amount, so he needs to do some work here with these rockets. You see there on the radar, he's playing the slow game. And he will find a Dignitas player there. That's Respectful who goes down. So 1 kill out of the 4 rockets here from Owski. 1 out of 4 so far. Let's see if he can make it 4 for 4. That's certainly what his team need him to do in order to get back into this game.
Yeah, he really needs to make use of these. I just feel like it's one of those situations where he seems more worried about dying than picking up kills. He knows how important these rockets are, but he needs to try and make a play for his team just to get him a couple of kills and an opening in this game. If he stays still for too long, Dignitas will find you as he finds himself one shot up on this sneaky ledge, up on the snipe. And he just seems to be not wanting to die at the moment. He's finally taken out, and I think a lesson needs to be learned there. If you're going to play against Dignitas and not move, they will find you and they will shut you down.
Yeah, nice double there from Septic to take down not only the rocket player, but also the sniper player there for Potent as well. Looking across our screen, I've seen Mose with the sniper, so we gotta go. We gotta see what this Maltese monster can do. Of course, Mose, the Italian stallion,
nice.
He will take down Toxin Full there. The only foreign player here this weekend, I do believe. He hails from Malta, but he is actually Italian, I do believe.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Harry, and he definitely knows how to use these power weapons. As he finds a player sneaking up behind him, goes for the quick no-scope, but he's taken down by Steve. So a little bit unaware there from Mose of the player spawning behind him and sneaking up on him, which is quite unlike a Mose play. But Respectful here with a scatter shot, and I mean, we all know how good Respectful is with these up-close weapons. His ability to just maneuver around the map, find himself in these close-quarter situations and just wrecks people with that scatter shot.
One thing I'm loving here about Team Dignitas is the fact that they don't count out the scatter shot. They're timing that thing as well. You know, it's not just sniper and rockets on this map. There's a scatter shot down bottom middle as well. Dignitas very aware of the damage that that can do. Respectful here will push into the base. We'll take down one. We'll try and make it two, but I do believe Fusion's going to be the man to take down that player before Respectful can do so. And at the moment, it's looking fairly one-sided here, Mark. 44-12, I do believe. Make that 45. Make it 46 as kills across the board go in for Dignitas. As we swap over to Septic here, can't quite make a play happen there with the sniper.
Yeah, 46-13 there, and I just wanted to go back to that rocket from Respectful. I mean, you know your team shot's good as a squad when you're firing a rocket and the player's dead before the rocket even hits the player. I mean, he's been cleaned up by his teammate. As Respectful here looking to close this game out. Septic finishes the kill there, and that is the victory. That is 2-0 to Team Dignitas. A clean sweep there, but definitely some things to take away for the opposition, Potent.Halo, but Dignitas looking really, really strong coming out of that first series.
And it's so early on in the day and we've already had 2 steaks. I don't think I can eat another steak.
Double steak is not a good way to start your day. We're not that health conscious.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great.
But as we look at the kills here, as we see, Fusion actually picked up 14 kills, I believe, or is it 16 kills? You have to apologise, my eyes are not very good.
No, eyes aren't great. We're trying to switch to a scoreboard here, but unfortunately, can't quite make that happen.
What we said was going to happen, essentially.
Yeah,
I mean, they let Fusion get power weapons early on. We see a ridiculous triple kill from him to start off the game, followed by sort of the apology dive off the map, where he went for it. It's like when you're that good, and you're like, I've just done something ridiculous. I need to do something just as bad to make up for it.
Give him a chance.
Just to give him a chance.
Yeah, keep it interesting.
He's a nice guy, Scott.
He is.
I mean, he doesn't come across it as it, but he is actually a nice guy. He gets triple kills and jumps off maps.
I don't know. The way he was talking to me in the hotel last night, I'm not too sure that I can attest to his kindness, Mark.
No, that's fair play. I mean, that's your opinion, Harry. You're entitled to it. But
yeah,
well. such a strong performance there from Dignitas. It's not exactly what we expected. Not the biggest test, but 2-0 to them. I mean, really impressive, and they outdid Epsilon in those games, I think.
Yeah, certainly.
They outdid Epsilon, so there's a little bit of rivalry there. I mean, they had some better scores on the same maps. So what we're going to do now after that series, we're just going to throw it back to the analyst desk, back to Brycey, Golden Boy, and Strongside.
Thank you very much. Well, so far, analyst desk, very accurate in their predictions, pretty much the way we expected to go. But guys, first thoughts.
You know, just the way Dignitas was playing, their teamwork, it looks phenomenal right now, and I'm hoping they can keep that type of teamwork up throughout the entire event. If they're playing like that, I think they're going to put up a really good fight up against Epsilon.
Yeah, I really enjoyed a couple plays there were to get into more granular detail later on, but I did like Dignitas in their approach, especially in that Coliseum Slayer matchup. They seemed very strong, very dominant, which is exactly what we saw in that Epsilon game too, right? Very similar situation, which I think we can expect pretty much within the top 4.
Yeah.
But I will say, though, that for any team looking at them, namely like Epsilon or without a doubt Infused, look at some of their tendencies, right? It will probably be my advice to them. Look at their tendencies and see what are the things that they go for and they try and do a little too much. Because you could tell when a player's overzealous and they do a little bit more, you can kind of get some tells from that and see like, hey, they actually like to favor Snipe side a lot, and then maybe look to kind of like plug that hole. So.
Yeah. But for me, disparity aside between these two squads, Potent, there were some flashes of brilliance. So they looked like a few times they could at least go toe-to-toe with Dig in some individual levels, but they did seem to keep getting swarmed.
You could tell there was some nerves, definitely. I mean, off the start of the match, we were on board. with a player from Potent, picked up the DMR and kind of rushed right out into the open onto bridge, putting himself in a bad situation where he wasn't able to really have any cover to fight back. When you fight that battle at the beginning of Coliseum, you want to kind of hang back on that front ramp and use that to kind of peek up, go up and down when you're fighting that battle across the map. So I think their nerves were running a little bit, but I think it's a great experience, and hopefully we'll see more through them throughout the event.
Do you think that the nerves were just because it's such a disparate? I mean, you're talking about the 2nd versus the 15th seed. Do you think maybe as it goes on, they might have a little bit easier time against a little lower side there?
Yeah, for sure. I think, when they go into their next matchup in the bracket, they will 100% feel more confident. They, it's like, you just faced, one of the best teams in the UK, right? So you're going to feel pretty good going into this one. I would really just go back and look and see the things that they do right, and just take notes and try your absolute best to watch these next couple games with a Hawkeye and just say, okay, we need to do this better, we need to do that better, better power weapon control. And of course, it's easier said than done, but I think a lot of these guys can pick it up. They're here for a reason.
They most certainly are. Well, let's actually find out what the players thought. It's an interview with Septic.
Here's Ricey. 121 on Rig, State Dinner on Slayer. I mean, you got to feel sorry for Potent a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Those two game types are probably one of our strongest game types. So overall, good side for us, really. So can't really.
Obviously, textbook example of how to play Slayer on Coliseum. Tell us some of the highlights of that map. Obviously, you guys were up around about 25-6, around about 10-minute mark.
Yeah. We got rocket control, sniper control, and we just rotated the spawns and we just didn't let them breathe.
And how are you going to emulate such amazing play throughout the rest of the tournament?
Just keep playing as a team. Just keep doing what we're doing. Great communication, power weapon control. It's worked in our favor.
What's it like to be playing in the G-Finity Arena for the first time?
This is amazing. This is like the best venue I've ever been to. The booths are awesome. It's amazing production. Very happy.
And tell us about the mood of the team now. When do you guys play later on?
I think our next game's tomorrow. I'm not too sure about that though.
All right, cool. Brycey, back to you.
Awesome, thank you very much. Guys, we're just reminiscing about you, Josh, actually, meeting you back in the day. But it seemed pretty much par for the course. He was saying we were just playing our fundamentals very well. We just kind of knew what our game plan was. And I think it's pretty much the same as what we saw from the Epsilon interview. It's what we expected, and we came here to do a job, and we're doing it so far.
Yeah, you saw Dignitas not go I'm talking about Rig Strongholds. You saw them not go for BR base one time. So they were outside. We saw Mo's on the Batman ledge, just hanging back pretty much the entire match. He was just holding down Nest. So those guys were really kind of trapped back and, perfectly executed the game type.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed a lot on that Rig matchup was how Dignitas were like a wall, right? And any opportunity that Potent had to push up, right, there was just someone there all the time. And it was very annoying. Like, if you're that player on Potent, you're like, okay, we're going to stack 2 on tower side. We're just going to push out, see if we can force some control. Maybe, push catwalk, get creative. No, there's just someone there waiting for you, and it's annoying, and it's very frustrating. And that is what Dignitas was just doing so unbelievably well. Like, even there was one moment where a player got on the ledge overlooking that basement jump up, right? Mm-hmm. And he was just getting shot from, like, Tower 1, like, on the right side, right through the cracks with a pistol. I mean, like, and here's the thing. The pistol, of course, is amazing. It's a great gun. And, there can be that drop-off at a range, right, where, like, you could lose your shot. Just for Dignitas to have that clean shot against that player who had a battle rifle, that's tough. And those are the ones where you're just like, come on, man. You're just so frustrated. Yeah. There's just not much you can really do there. What were some of the big points for you as well, Side?
For Strongholds, I pretty much kind of said it all. It was just they perfectly executed the game type. I mean, they played it by the book. They didn't leave outside. They just held back by the basement, held the nest, and I don't think they lost it through once Potent scored about 21 points.
Yeah. Potent did have a strong start, though, right?
Yeah, they did.
They had a strong start. They, and you were like, okay, this team's coming here to play. I'm feeling it, right? And then gone.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
You know what Potent could take out from that is how to push out from BR base, because they were stuck there the entire match, and you really need players that are at least 3 players to push over towards basement, and maybe one guy kind of hang back and go towards nest to kind of be that sneaky guy to play and get that crossfire across the map. But they were never able to kind of make one good push and take control of basement or nest. It was just like 1 or 2 guys would die, then the next 2 guys would push up and they would die, and you just need one big wave of all 4 of your guys making a push at the same time.
All right, well, let's actually move on to map number 2 then. I think we've kind of delved into map number 1. Okay, map number 2, what did you guys make of that? I know you've made a lot of notes kind of relating to that one.
Map number 2, I mean, I think we got to just talk about, at the 11-minute mark, that double kill by Fusion was just nasty. Great shot. You know, I mean, again, just showing the talent that this roster has, you know, just the presence of mind that they have to be able to come off of plays like that. And while, you know, maybe a double kill was the way that he went about getting the double kill, right? You know, just the movement that he had there. I mean, side, you know, you kind of lost your mind. We were up here watching it, and you were like, oh, right. I was like writing down notes feverishly. I'm trying to keep up with this game, and then double kill just pops up.
Yeah, Fusion's definitely, like we said, he's a veteran player, and he's pulling off wild clips already, montage clips. So it's good to see these guys coming in, pretty much coming in strong, coming in hot, and they're ready to play. But they perfectly executed that game type as well. They got rockets off the start, they got sniper, and they just kept the other team at bay. They were maneuvering around the map using bridge, really staying over towards that snipe side of the map, and Potent was just spawning from base to base, and they couldn't really push out. They were never really together. So you saw Dignitas really playing that like by the book as well. So we'll see how they match up against some of the other top teams once they match up against them. But as of now, it looks like they've got it down.
Yeah, another thing I just wanted to point out real quick, too, was Dignitas at around like 9:50. They already were halfway with this game, right? So you're looking at like 2 minutes.
Oh, it was a very quick game.
Very quick matchup there. You know, but the one thing I do want to give credit to, I don't want to give, you know, don't want to like bash on Potent, right? Because this kind of just feel like the Potent bashing fest. You know, sponsored by Gfinity. I think Owski, I wanted to talk about a smart rocket play that he had, right? He was he had rockets down low, brought him up to the ledge, and he crouched his way through. And there's been a hot topic about, you know, the use of, you know, crouching and being able to get into that position. But that was like one of those plays where, you know, you saw what Owski was thinking about doing. He's like, okay, I know this player is on red pillar and red elbow, transitioning up and down. I have these rockets. This is a good opportunity for me to push out with my teammates and get control of the sniper. He took the rockets from down low, brought him up to the elbow, crouched his way through, got the rocket kill, and then transitions over to sniper with his teammates, exactly as his plan had went out. Unfortunately for him, he was afraid. He was afraid to be able to push out with those rockets further and get more control of that snipe bridge or the green area. And for me, that's the thing that I hope Potent takes away from. Don't be afraid, right? You're here. This is an opportunity for you to qualify for a tournament where you will play for $2.5 million. Throw fear against the wall.
Don't be afraid, but 2.5 million, I think that's probably a little bit. You're taking the
but
pressure
like,
away and
here's the
adding
thing,
it
you
back
just
in.
got to do it, bro. You just got to believe in yourself, man.
Just do
Mickey
it.
Mouse Club. You just got to believe in yourself. You can accomplish anything. That's what you got to do. But you know, of course, I want to see Potent again and see what they do in their next matchup. But Dignitas, man, looking good.
We will see Potent later on. We will see Dig as well. But coming up after the break, Infused versus Hyped Gaming. Join us then.